as this is a time of like huge change and turbulence, I just wanted to send a message of love to anybody that watches, to anybody that I hold dear in my heart, to anybody that's in my prayers, because many of you are. And turbulence and shake-up often sort of, paves the way for greater peace and greater sense of self-awareness and joy. And it is really uncomfortable, and I don't speak as an expert, I just speak as an active participant in the expansion of consciousness right now, as a friend and a sister and a lover and a daughter, as I've said before. And a lot of our sensitivities are waking up, and so the overwhelm of just day-to-day living, but also within our circles or families or communities and the wider world, is like taking on and tapping into too much stuff that's happening outside of our own personal reality is not the greatest thing that we can do. And I know that we want to be there for our family and our friends, and I'm not saying not to be, because when we can give, we give. When we are unable to, we can't. And we can't pretend that we are an endless source of loving support, because that is where we are drained. We can get drained. And I cast no judgment or blame on anybody, because there's a whole load of fuckeries that are unravelling right now in our personal lives and on a global scale, which we're all affected by, the global collective consciousness. Whether people really understand that or whether it resonates or not, it is fact, it's energy. And like the mycelium underneath us that are holding up excuse me, sorry, holding up every living thing in the world right now. Like, there's an energetic connection to people from our past, to people who've touched our bodies, to people whose bodies we've come from, people who we've lost, other people who we've worked with. And so it's really important that we start to think in terms of energy and energetic ties and soul ties, and that we cleanse ourselves every day, and that we come back to the elemental reconnection, because obviously all of us will find as we move in time gosh, sorry, I've been writing, I don't really know what's going on with my chest. But I was talking about networks and spooling out of mycelium, and that is the lungs and the trees and air of the lungs of the world. So it's to do with the energy, the air that binds us all together, these energetic connections, and it's important that we protect ourselves. Excuse me. Oh gosh, how horrible to keep coughing on a video, but I kind of feel like the message needs to come out, and we do have to fight our battles, even though I've opted to not choose this word because I'm not fighting anymore, but I do know other people are still moving through the warfare, and there will be a time when they can put the swords and the spears up and the battle's ended. But in terms of, we're all at different stages on our journey, and some of us do have to fight for peace, do have to get to a point where we've moved past the fight, like the war and the battle has ended, because we've rooted ourselves in something greater, i.e. detachment and helping ourselves first. Because we can't, we are unable, it's not healthy for us to take on the weight of the world and other people's problems. As I said, I don't believe people have problems. We have challenges. People can create a lot of stuff that is actually unnecessarily, it's unnecessary. And I just think that we need to not feel guilty, let go and heal our relationship with any lower vibrational emotions of guilt and shame and not being able to help out when we need to. And we all need to just work on ourselves. We all need to admit when we have challenge or trouble, whether we do it privately in sacred spaces where we feel safe, vulnerably safe with people, or we seek professional help in whatever way that looks like. Because I mean, the word professional can also mean just, I mean, spiritual health for me is where everything stems from, because we are spirit. We're a soul in a physical body, and the spirit comes first. And so if there's imbalance in the spirit, we're certainly not going to sort out our physical lives. We're just not. And so all of these energetic ties and the sprawl can sprawl lifetimes and can sprawl geographic locations and things that we've been. And we have to close chapters. We have to admit to ourselves when we need change. We have to admit to ourselves when something isn't working. And there are a lot of endings right now, and it's just, as I said before, this is a culmination of what's been going on in the spiritual warfare. Like, it's that limbo period where things are closing out and there's a whole new beginning, but it's neither fully ended and it's not fully begun. So 636. There are no right answers and solutions for everyone. We have to look at the individual, but know that we are collected. We are connected to the collective. Therefore, like macrocosm, microcosm. So, or microcosm, macrocosm. White butterflies might be important to you. So it's just flying outside. And anyway, we've all got to be there for each other in ways, but also being there for someone else can be us pulling back and restoring ourselves energetically so that we can then give in a more embodied and genuine loving way, and it doesn't deplete us. That can help someone else by us helping ourselves. So the word selfish has been demonized, but we do need to be selfish. We can't save other people. We can only share love to the point that we need to stop because it hurts us. Boundaries, no more people pleasing, no more lying to ourselves. If we've got things that we need to address, we must address them. That is just the reality of the energy, and it's not going to get easier if anyone is burying their head in the sand. It's not going to get easier right now. I haven't watched the news. I've heard a few things from people saying it's all kicking off here, there and everywhere, which I don't subscribe to that narrative, because it's all a script. It's just a show. It's like going to the theatre, and I'm not denying people's pain and the death that's happening, because I can feel it. Trust me, I can feel it. But right now, what can one actively do by ourselves is we have to heal our own energy. We have to awaken the heart. That puts a light and a higher vibration outwards into our own lives, and it changes the way that things come to us. It changes what arrives at our door, whether they're problems created by us or whether they are divine opportunity. And we will get continually humbled, mentally, physically, in the ways that spirit needs to show us, until we do something about the imbalances in our life. Number 9 on the clock. We're closing out cycles, and I send love and deep, deep peace, and I just love to everyone.